Hello. Jonathan and I are in Burford. And it's a little bit cold. There's little bits of snow on the ground. But it's a fine day for a walk to the village of the Black Death. Can you see the bull, Jonathan?
Not now. That's what's making me worried. Could be anywhere.
Beware.
But, yes, I am bewaring.
Good.
Look at that.
Oh.
Simon?
Hmm?
Simon, I think you're going the wrong way.
Oh, again.
It's yes. I think it's just this way. Look, just here. It goes up there. That's the wrong way you're going.
Right.
You'll fall into the river.
Well, I'll follow you.
Okay, I'll head on ahead.
Yes.
It's
quite
quite
tricky.
a tricky style. It's quite a skill getting over styles.
You do it. Is that why it's called style? Because you do it with.
With a style.
We'll take that one out, okay? Well, it's never been open since every time I've been here, but it's open. It's open.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you have to take your mud off your boots first.
No, I have to try to take the mud off the boot.
I think you should use. There's a nice scraper down here, traditional mud scraper. Hello, Simon.
Hello.
Now, where exactly are we?
We are in the Church of St Oswald in the village of Woodford. Current population, I believe, 2. Me and Jonathan. I'm just coming out of a pew in the village, in the church. Most of these pews are, I don't know how old actually. I was going to say 15th century, and then I looked at them and I thought, they ain't 15th century. The pulpit is 15th century.
Pulpit?
It's 15th century, yes.
It looks pretty wonky.
Yes, it's rubbish, isn't it? It's so old. They need to put a new one in. It's a bit silly, really, isn't it?
Tell me, why are we the only ones here? Where's everybody else?
Everyone else is dead. They died quite a long time ago, about 7 centuries ago, of the plague.
That sounds
The entire village was wiped out so thoroughly that it was never repopulated. And so it died out, and this building is the only thing standing from that village, the village of Woodford. You have the 3 kings.
3 kings?
Here.
Right, 1, 2, 3.
And then 3 spectres, of which one is quite clear.
A spectre? What's a spectre?
Like a ghoul.
A ghoul, okay.
Like a dead king.
That's rather morbid.
Well, I guess it depends on your frame of mind.
It's kind of appropriate for this town, which has been entirely wiped out.
Completely extinguished by death.
Yes.
Black death.
Do you think we should make death the theme for our field trip?
Maybe life and death.
Life and death.
Okay.
I think you're making a meal out of this. That's really horrible.
That is glorious British ground that we're treading on there.
Right, thank you very much.
Okay.
Now demonstrate your style.
Okay.
Simon comes over with panache. That was impressive, I'm quite impressed. So Simon, that looks like a particularly interesting style.
What this is for?
Is that for killing cats?
No, it's to let dogs through manually. Okay.
But that's fascinating. This tour has got some really interesting styles in. I think
Yes.
that could be another theme for the field trip.
That's right.
Styles of the Cotswolds.
I'm an expert in style. That's actually in the handbook in my biography.
You're a style expert.
That's correct.
Okay,
Yes.
that's good to know.
We're in the quiet, sleepy town of on the Cotswolds called Burford.
It's almost like being back in the Middle Ages, horse and
That's
carts.
right.
That's right,
Yes,
isn't it?
stepping over the manure.
What do we need to know about Burford?
That you should come along and see it for yourself.
Okay, so we're playing the mystery card here.
That's
Okay.
right. You don't know what it's going to be like, except it's going to be really good. Presume this is Burford Grammar School?
Burford Grammar School.
Well, I presume this was the school.
Why do you think that?
Well, if you look on the wall, it says BGS.
BGS. A good
Have a
time for
look.
anything. A good time for Burford's Groundling Symphony.
Well, all that, yes.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
So what do we know about the church?
The church. Well, here we are at the church in Burford. It's a fascinating church. As you can see, it's got a nice big spire, and it's many years old, 800 years old or so, and there are probably bits going back even older. It's very exciting. It looks rather beautiful. It's made out of the beautiful Cotswold stone. It's full of graves to maintain our theme of our morbid theme for the field trip. And there are some skulls and crossbones and that sort of thing. And then over here we have a very interesting Roman tomb. You'll follow me. Got that much time. Here we are. This is what we think is a Roman tomb.
Well, it is a Roman tomb. I don't think it.
Yes.
Well, I guess we also.
Well, I don't know. You don't
Yeah.
believe everything you read in guidebooks. But so it's very exciting. 2,000 years of history here. But please do not bring your dogs. The other theme of this tour is the persecution of dogs. Dogs do not have a happy life around here. They're discriminated against, oppressed, and generally insulted. But,
And sometimes shot.
sometimes shot when they're trying to be mated
We
with
did
sheep.
hear one getting shot.
Well, there was a gunshot, and then you made a sound like a dog, Simon. So yes, in a way, we did hear a dog getting shot.
I want to
Yes.
show the Norman door.
The Norman door. Come this
Come on.
way.
This is the one thing you can. The kind of treats that you're in for.
Here is the Norman door, which you'll recognise from its semicircular, non-pointed nature. And
That's going to be a bit confusing, isn't it? I should
Yes,
do it
that
this
will
way.
confuse them, but you've got the interesting zigzag chevron pattern and the so-called
Bird beak.
bird beak design. Yes, and I think you can see pretty easily why it's called a bird beak design. What the birds are doing there, nobody knows. But there's a Norman doorway, a drop.
And in fact, the door itself is possibly also Norman from the same time.
Good Norman oak. They really knew how to build things in the Norman period. This is a mill stream, is that right, Simon?
Yes, it feeds a mill. I think just a little bit further up.
Further up that way.
Yes, I think it is. Yes.
Okay.
I can see a sluice in there over there.
See a what?
Well, a sluice.
A sluice. You can see a sluice.
Yes.
That's interesting. and here's the beautiful church, which you were saying that the mill stream, it floods the church.
It has been a bit of a problem. It's a bit too high. It wasn't an original. Originally, the church wasn't so close to the water.
I think you've got a fan over there. Yeah. It must be very damp being buried here, don't you think?
Yes.
Yes. Wet graves.
That's called a leading question, isn't it?
I think a lawyer. I'm not sure. I think if I was a lawyer, I'd be able
This
to.
is a good use of the last couple of minutes of your camera, isn't it?
Well, you've still got 50 seconds.
Okay.
Can you think of anything else to say? Any words of wisdom? Any pearls to cast before Our delightful student.
You mean swine? No, I think you should come along and find and discover it for yourself.
Discover Burford for yourself.
Yes.
That's the message.
Discover Burford and death for yourself, in person.
That's our motto, our catchphrase.
1 to 1.
Our jingle.
With
Lovely.
us.
With Simon and Jonathan.
On Friday.
On Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Thank you.